What's up, guys? I haven't posted anything in a while, so I figure I'd give you guys an update on the motor and also the car. The motor's somewhat done. I got all the pans on. I got the block painted, the freeze plugs installed, the water pump, the oil pump, the belt, the head on with the 625 plus ARPs. I did the 30, 60, 100 torque down based off what the ARP had provided. The head's pretty much street ported. I got it done in Florida, which was Porting Solutions, I believe. It's the company. So it's street ported. It's got the GSEs, valves, and GSE springs and BC cams, I believe. I got to go back to my Excel file to see exactly what I had purchased. But this is all done. I got the new belt on. I got the new cam gears. The new VBTI gear, the PHR gear. What else? I have a PHR 32 billet timing gear as well on the bottom. PHR modded oil pump, factory Toyota water pump. So yeah, pretty much everything is almost factory also built. The block is built. I don't know if anybody's seen my previous videos, but the block is completely built, which is the BC HD rods, 10-to-1 diamond IP pistons, real street billet mains, and pretty much 625 plus ARP main studs, which is for the main caps. So that's pretty much all for the bottom end, and then pretty much factory. So I used this from whatever I had previously, the upper oil pan, and then I purchased a new baffle, the pickup tube, and also a lower pan, just because the other one was kind of bent and it looked oddly shaped. So I didn't want to take a risk on putting all this together and having some beat up oil pan. So this ended up being brand new. Bolts pretty much brand new all around. I had purchased it from Maswork for pretty much everything all around in the bottom, as well as the oil pump, water pump, and all these pieces, all these bolts all around. But the one thing I ran into issue, which I wish I had this taken out so I can show it to you guys, but was the what's it called? The timing, the tension, the bracket. There was a bolt. A lot of people use the factory one. I decided to purchase the PHR one, and then I ended up having to take it out because you have to end up drilling a hole pretty much around here to clear that stud out. I ended up taking it out, bought a brand new union bolt for the bracket from Toyota, and then here we are. So nothing wrong with the PHR stud. It's just I don't feel like drilling a hole. They did state that you have to drill a hole to clear it. I didn't read that part. Spent $100. Now it's just sitting on my shelf. So yay me. So that's pretty much it for the motor. The car itself, I have the audio stuff somewhat done in the car, the front two speakers and also the rear speakers. There's going to be another video on that. I'm kind of making those in steps to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. So more to come on that. The front end, I have the power steering out, which is right here. This literally took me like 10-15 minutes to take it out, which wasn't difficult. I did have to hammer those out just because I'm not going to be reusing any of these. I have a rebuilt one that I had purchased a while back, so that's going to go on, and I'm probably going to put that in the storage just to have it and maybe rebuild it in the future just to keep it. Other than that, I have the brakes, calipers. That one's, I found out that it was locked, the caliper, so I'm glad that I took that out and won't be reusing it. Planning to take pretty much everything out today, the front subframe. I'm gonna try to see if I can record it, if I have enough room and to record the process. But right now I'm planning on taking the spindles out, pretty much everything on both sides, just to get rid of the weight. I want to go to drop the subframe because I just don't want to have all this weight when I drop the subframe and then try to drag it out and then try to flip it over and I'll take all these out. So I'd rather just take it out right now and then drop the subframe, and then whatever's left down there, I'll probably just remove it. So that's the plan as of right now. And then I won't be using any of the lower, upper control arms. Obviously, these are all pretty much done. I don't want to say they're garbage. I'm going to save them and try to see if there's any companies out there that can refurbish all these, so just so I have it. But I will be using the P2M. I have the full front and also the rear, which when I go to install it, I'll share pretty much everything with the installation process and everything. And this is all going to get power coded, the spindle, new bearings, ARP hardware, which I still have to order. So that's pretty much, I think I have For update wise, I mean the engine bay is still the same, except the booster is installed, the clutch master is somewhat installed, and then yeah, I'm hoping to have this drop power washed. I do want to get this sandblasted and power coated, but it's starting to get expensive with a lot of this stuff, and I'm trying to be reasonable on what exactly needs to be power coated and what doesn't. Even though I'm not in a rush to get this car running, but at the same time, this is all adding up real fast. So that's the plan. I'm gonna try to see if I can record some of this process when I go to drop the subframe and also remove some of the stuff, so just so you guys can see. So stay tuned. All right, guys. So I figured record how to take this spindle out. Just to show you guys exactly my process. Now, some of you guys may not like this, but I'm going to be hammering this spindle out because I'm not going to be using the lower control arms or the ball joints and also the upper control arms. So this is what's going to have to be done. I did it for the other side. I got pretty much the spindle out and everything, the suspension. So I did end up finding something that I did not like at all on the other side. So I want to show you guys. Hopefully, there's nothing wrong on this side. So once we're done with this, I'm going to show you guys the one thing I found on the other side that I may have to end up purchasing. And this is the process of, when you're taking all this stuff out, it's 30 plus years, you end up finding things that, hey, you know what, it's probably a good idea for me to replace it. Or, oh shit, I didn't know this was bent like this or broken like this or anything like that. So it's good to, if you have a 30 plus year old car, if you're ever doing restoration, just take your time and find things. Now, I got this already out a while back when I had the power steering out. So I had power steering out, and then I also loosened these up too. So what I did was I just went ahead and hammered this out. Okay, that's loose. And that's loose. Oh, yeah. Alright, the passenger side spindle's out. Look at this. The other side was like this as well. There's a lot of play in this. This is not how it's supposed to be. Again, this is 30 plus year old. It's already worn out and probably not safe to drive. A lot of people still do without thinking about it. This, yeah, it's a little, it's got play. But again, you're looking at 30 plus year old stuff and you don't want to take a risk. If you're restoring something, you might as well replace everything, or new ball joints, everything. People really don't really look into it. They're careless and they just drive it, and then they can, then they complain about it later. So that's that. Let me see if I can get the camera adjusted for the upper part of this. Sorry, it's not a good angle, but you got two large bolts here. It's a very large stud, basically, and a bolt nut back here. It's a 19 millimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and use a gun on it. Okay. This one came out fairly easy compared to the other one. The other one was kind of, bent. You see how this is coming out? And it came out? Well, let me show you guys something really quick right now instead of later. Okay. Guess we're gonna be like that. Show you guys what I found. See how that arm, this whole stud came out pretty easily? Well, this one, probably can't tell in the video, this one's bent. Now, how did I know it was bent? is when I went to take the bolt out, this portion of it is, I can't capture it in the video, but it is bent, this part of it. So when I tried to pull it out, I had to hammer this part of it just to keep going, and then I just used my electric gun just to loosen it and just slowly try to pull it, and it came out. This one, I just pulled it out by hand easily. This one, give me like 5-10 minutes to pull it out. So this is bent, so I'm gonna have to replace both. I'm gonna replace both of them with brand new if Toyota still sells it. If not, then I'm gonna have to find somebody who has this. So things to look for when you're, you know, taking stuff out. See if it's still in good shape. If it's not, go ahead and spend the money and replace it. A lot of people just, you know, not think too much into it, but it's probably a good idea. So spindles out, upper control arms out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this out as well. This is a 19 for the suspension. Remember, this is pointing out. Take this out. There's 2 bolts. There's a bracket. I did not know there's a bracket on this stupid thing on the lower control arms. On the Mark 3s, they don't have this, but on the Mark 4s, I don't know why they designed it like this, but this thing is held by 2 14 millimeters, and it's a bracket that sits like this, right, and screwed down. I think it's dumb, because I know a Mark 3 has it on the lower control arm. It's just the brackets, you know, built into this, but this is completely separate. I don't know. I thought it was a little dumb, but I guess that's how Toyota built it, and here we are. So yeah, 2 bolts, 14 millimeter, and then the shock itself, it's a 19 millimeter with 2 or 3 14 millimeters. I had 2 for some reason. There's 3 on that side. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen that up first, then loosen that up, and then I'm gonna have to push the lower control arm down and pull it out. So let me see if I can get this recorded for you guys. If I can find my stand, my little cute little stand. Put that out. Also, guys, when you're doing stuff like this, always wear protective eyewear. I started wearing it more and more now, just because I had an incident a couple years ago where I had metal going to my left eye or right eye, and yeah, I almost needed surgery, almost, and luckily I got away with it. So always wear protective eyewear, and then I try to put it back the way it is right away, just so you don't forget. So again, 19 millimeter, got it out. Make sure it's faced, the nut is faced out with the washer if you forget. Okay. And that's out. Fairly simple. Once you have majority of the stuff out, I had the power steering rack out, so it made it life easier. Now, to get everything out in the first place, everything was rusted. It was in there. I had to fight for it for a while to get them all loose, and it may look easy on the video, but it honestly was not. So now I'm gonna get this bracket out just for hell of it. So 14 mil bolts. If you need a gun, use a gun. You can use a wrench. I like this, just it's an impact. Less chances of me breaking a bolt. So that's pretty much it for now. Let me pause the video here and let me get underneath the car, get the jack up, and see exactly how many bolts are there. And then once I have majority of them loose, and we'll go ahead drop the subframe, and then I'm gonna start cleaning up, and then see if I have enough time. I'll probably power wash it, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and start planning on taking the subframe out. I found out there's 2 17 millimeter nuts in the front, which is basically, I believe there are long studs that go into the engine bay, just like the Mark III. So two 17s in the front, this one and right here. And also there are three 19mm bolts are back here. There's two right here and there's one right here. So on each side. So total of what? 6 and 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those out right now. I'm gonna see if I can record the process while I undo them. And I have the jack underneath with the block to support basically both ends of the subframe. Since there's two pieces of it. And then in the rear, I got two jacks. I got two jacks already pretty much. They're not on there, but they're just there for support. And then I ended up buying this from Harbor Freight for like 35 bucks to support it. It's on the diff right now in case that when I undo the subframe, I don't want the car to tilt back on the quick jacks. So if you're planning on taking your, doing restoration, just keep in mind safety wise that if it's on the jack or if it's on the left and stuff, make sure you support the back just as a precaution. Again, this is my first time doing it on Mark 4. So I don't want to have this thing go bloop. So I'm gonna go ahead to undo this. Let me record the process. Get this on here. Let me wind this out. All right, guys. So let's hope I don't mess up anything. Okay, that was fairly easy. Make sure you guys have an impact and some extension. I used a small one for the front, but the back one, it's a long reach. It's a tight fit as well, just be careful. Okay, I'm gonna do the other front. I did notice that this moved a little bit, so I should have maybe just taken one out. Okay, the 4 17mm are out. I'm gonna go ahead and take the back ones out, which are 19. Now, since there are 3 on each side, I went ahead and take 2 out first, and then we'll go take the front ones out. Front one out. Okay. Well, it's already loose. It's moving. All right, let's hope this car doesn't tilt. No, no, no. Why are you tilting? It's shifting, okay. Piece of shit, why did you? And just like that, guys, we got our subframe out. So that was fairly easy. My first time dropping the Mk4 subframe. Again, there's three 19 millimeters in the back of the metal subframe part, and then there's two 17 millimeters in the front. And this came out fairly easy just because this is a Utah car. Depending on where you're located, it could be easy, it could be difficult, how rusted it is. But aside from that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. I'm gonna start undoing the lower suspension components, and then get this power washed. And then depending on what needs to be power coated, I'm gonna go ahead and send it out to power coating, and then start installing it again, and then with all brand new parts, and then drop the motor in with the transmission, which, by the way, trans is purchased. So hopefully by end of October, I'll have the motor and trans in the car. That is the goal, crossing fingers, unless I find something that I do not like underneath the car, but we shall see. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this was a little bit of helpful on how to take the subframe out for those who are attempting to do it. Just take your time, have a helping hand, and safety is number one. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.